Hey everyone, another video coming up. This one is one I got for Christmas. My wife got it for me from Tasmania when she went for a trip to visit her sister, and she found it in some, I won't say an antique store, no, I think it was more of just one of those op shoppy things. Not sure, she didn't tell me, so she surprised me with it at Christmas. According to the shop they got it from, take all this with a grain of salt, of course. But apparently it's a Victorian lock. I don't know really how old it is. It's in pretty good condition. Maybe too good a condition, maybe. There's where the lock goes. Obviously, we see the lock only comes in one side. I mean, the keyhole only comes in one side. So this would have been mounted to the door, like that. So the door would be here. You can see through my hand probably. The door would be probably here. Hole in the door to allow you to put the key in, which is why this post comes all the way up. It looks pretty cool. There's the bolt. I like the patina on it. I don't know how it is. Anyone knows if this is really an antique lock or an interesting lock? Either way, I think it's still pretty cool. And I also think it's awesome that my wife bought it for me. So if we look at one of the locks I looked at before, we see the same kind of patina kind of on the side. The big one is better. So we got the similar kind of patina going on here. This is the one that I restored in an earlier video. Now that I've got so many of these, I really, a tangent I should say, I probably should now watch some more SC Lock and Key videos where he makes some of these barrel bit keys, whatever you call them. So I can do it myself. Give it a go. Anyway, that's a tangent. I figure let's open it up. Let's see what it looks like. So it should be pretty straightforward. There are two screws, flathead screws. It's not so hard. So this is a problem. They were a little bit hard. I took these off before to see if they would come off, and they did have a little bit of pressure, but then I thought I would record it. So these have been off before, which is why they're coming off so simply. But they were a little bit tight, but they weren't too tight. So it makes me wonder, when was the last time this thing was ever used? Or it's obviously been cleaned or made to look old. I don't know. Now we'll just try and see. Look how easy they're coming apart. Take it off. Try and remember which way it goes. Usually you can tell which way the plate goes because obviously we want the sunken screw heads to go down in there to keep them flush. This side it's not, so that's either way, that goes that way on. Let's have a look at this. So it looks actually kind of cool. So there's a post again. It goes all the way to the back. Probably you can't see it under there. Probably can't see it at all. So let's have a look at this thing. Use a pointer. Let's use this pick I got from Tiffany. So I have no idea. Okay, so it's unlike my other locks, which are like a 1 or 2 levers. This looks like it's a bunch of levers. How many is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lever, maybe. Oh, I guess we'll pull it apart and see. There's the bolt, the locking bar. This is the bar that goes across down there, and the thing that's stopping it is all these gates. So when all these gates are lifted to the right place, like say that one, so it lifts up, that bolt should be able to slide through in here now. And we get them all to the same height. So the key comes in, rotates around, picks them all up to the right height, and also grabs the back bolt and slides it in. Let's see how this works. What is this thing? I'm putting my arm around the camera so I don't keep putting my fat hand in the way. Oh, that's weird. A little spring back here. Has a nice springiness. Looks like that's kind of locked into place. I think it'll make more sense if we pull it apart. So usually these should be able to lift off the maybe we can lift this off. Well, there's only one screw. Let's undo this screw. This looks like the spring, like a spring assembly or something. Because yeah, it looks like all the springs. This is what I mean. This looks too well made to be too old. Does that make sense? Like sometimes you see these things and they have this little bit of spring steel on each of these levers that are levering it. This seems to be all built into this guy. Let's have a close look at it and also help us pull it apart. Okay, this one's a bit tied up. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So enough. Yes. Let's not lose that guy. Let's put him back to that one. Remind me where that is, people. Oh, wait, that's kind of so. Oh, that's what that screw was. Oh, and this. If I pushing the thing, I must be keeping it aligned. Seems to be kind of coming out, but I guess it is also spring loaded, isn't it? Come on, there we go, cut it out. That's pretty cool. So this top thing is for spring loading this mechanism. Look at that a bit closer. Looks like it's locking the bar, so the bar can't, if the bar goes forward, oh, maybe it's like it stops the bar from coming backward, being pushed backwards. Have a look at that a bit later. Let's go back to this before I get sidetracked. Oh, cool. So it looks like jammed into this brass and pinned in each individual spring for each. Oh, so from here we know how many, 1, 2, 3, 6, according to this, 6 springs holding 6 levers. So it's a 6 lever lock. So it's a neat idea. Screw goes in there, and there's, if I know if I, aha, yeah. So that was that piece of the brass. Okay, that seems fairly straightforward. Let's keep going. Oh, look what I got here. Ooh, lock force. Sorry. Let's see if we can take these. Can I just take them off? Yeah, that's too hard. Lever 1. Don't know what this one's for. Interesting. Anyway, lever 1. Let's put this somewhere useful. Let's move the screwdriver up here until we need it. And I'll say lever 1 goes there like that. Lever 1. Not that I have a key yet, but could be important, right? Well, these come off really easy now with no spring tension. It's kind of cool, actually. Lever 2. What that's for? Oh! Notice that these bits push up here. So as we turn this up, or maybe as it springs back, it re-engages this locking thing. Goes click back down again. Because they all seem to have it. In that fact, that one looks like it's a bit of an angle. Anyway, let's try to figure out how the lock works. Once we pull it to bits. There's another one. 3. Oh, that's something a bit different about this one. Number 4 seems to have. It's not square like this one. It's like it can ride up. So the bolt, it can ride up on the bolt. As the bolt comes in, this can get pushed up. Or maybe this is the force to make sure it does do this, whatever this locky thing is. So as the bolt comes through it, let's come back to it. Sorry, tangents, you know me. Tangent away. Oh, let's go harder further down. Another bolt. Still don't know what that end bit's for. Next bolt. Oh, last one. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and 6 levers. So definitely a 6 lever lock. And so now we can see this. So you can't necessarily see in camera. That's all this way. The whole point I put the camera this way is so we can have this longer view, and I'm not using it. Way to go, Matt. So yeah, that seems to fit in there nicely. I guess it has to have a groove. because these things are potentially pushed up. So remember, there's a spring here. So this is go click up, click down. So once all the gates are aligned, this should push this way, pushing that out of the way, and click. And then we kind of want to assume it will, like, maybe these bits here, push it back up so it engages it again. Oh crap, where did that come from? There, I guess. Woohoo! I can rewind the video. Anyway, that goes down, and now you can't like jimmy the, if you could, you can't push that in. That will be obviously, this side will actually be spring loaded down. So maybe it's like a deadlock. Now let's go to the next one. Let's go to, which one was it? This is guy number 4. Close it again. So now we have one gate in there, one lever. We don't have a spring there. So we lift that up to the right height. Oh, see as it rides this, it's pushing the whole thing up. And if this was actually properly engaged as it's supposed to be, yes, there you go. So this will probably force it just over the point where the spring pushes it down. And so this weird ramp is allowing it to ensure that this thing gets deadlocked. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Anyway, we've pulled it to bits. Alright, we haven't fully pulled the bits. We should be able to take this off now. I don't see anything else. Here's the bolt. So interesting things to note about the bolt. These two things. One, this is where your key would probably grab and engage. Push, well actually this one will probably, key will come up. Lifts one part of the key. I don't have any of the keys in question. Anyway, maybe I'll put a photo of one so you get an idea what it looks like. But one part of it, well, one bit of it, I should say, would come and grab, and has to be the right height to pick up the bolts. And this must be it, so I can come back the other way. And then the other bits of the key are for lifting the levers to the right level. This is cool, a 6-lever lock. Okay, so now, oh, actually we haven't pulled it to bits yet. I'm assuming this can come out because it's pivoting. Yeah, yep. Nice. So, I'll fast forward this bit, but let's see if we can put it back together. You can go in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. And we're back. So clicking mechanism is working again. We know that when we lift these up, it's going to push it back down again. There you go. There's our thumb. Complete the lock. Not really. And there we go. So let's obviously put the plate back on. Like I said, these screws want to fit down flush. So we're obviously going to use the side that is indented there. Otherwise, I don't do flush, I sit on top of it. Nice fit, gotta say. Seems to be a good quality lock, or maybe it's not as old as we think. Maybe it's feigning, oh, what's the word? No, not feigning, but maybe it's like a remake to look old, so it fits on these older doors and stuff like that, because it feels like it's a little bit too well made to be antique. I mean, we looked at these other locks. Let me just put this on. I mean, we've looked at these other locks before, and they were quite old inside, and you could tell, I think you could even tell like the blacksmithing marks on it. This one looks really well made, really well designed. Maybe, yeah, maybe it's new old stock. Well, not new old stock, maybe it's recreated stock to fit in old homes. Either way, it's a pretty awesome lock. So I think I need to, I guess, start learning about how to make my own big keys, bait and barrel keys or whatever they're called. So we can have a lock for this. Now that we've got a 6-lever lock and a couple other locks. And I've got some of these old ones too that, you pick up around Australia a bit. These old, I think this is only like a 1 or 2 lever. I've got quite a few of these now. So maybe learning how to do creating these keys, and also lever lockpicks. I don't actually have a set of lever lockpicks. I have some piano wire for the sole purpose of turning into lever lockpicks. So maybe that can be a future project when I have time. Anyway, that's what I've got. That's what I got for you today. I thought I'd just show you this. I hope you had a great one, everyone. And talk soon. See ya.